Good morning, and welcome to another Fiberific live craft and chat. Let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me, all that stuff. You guys know what it's like. Sometimes it looks great on my end and you got nothing. Chat's been going hard this morning. Good morning, chat. So lots of people are doing lots and lots of crafts. What kind of bird is that? It looks like it's... I think I have definitely missed some stuff in the chat. I may have to go back and have a good old look. So, I have got fresh coffee. I got a cup of water. I pulled a project out of the naughty corner. And I have a box of awesome that arrived from Snyder Spindles. It did not take as long as I thought it would take. It still took longer than I wanted because, you know, we put in an order and we want it yesterday. But that's not how it works. Leanne joined 2017. I joined a Cal. Ha ha ha. That's my oldest Naughty Corner project still in its bag. Kim says that we can see you and we can hear you. Kim, you've changed from Spanner Chick to Chaos Creator. Love it. Love it. I am a little on the quiet side. That could be my voice. I'm just going to bump it up just a dash. We'll see if that makes a difference for you. I don't want to go too hard. Just in case it is, you know, all of a sudden goes crazy and explodes or something, because it's a live stream and that's what happens in a live stream. Things just go boomf. Okay. Oh, Freaky just turned your volume up. Oh, good call. So my computer is a little slow to respond this morning. Maybe it needs tea. Maybe it does need tea. I went with coffee this morning. This is only my second cup. Normally I have my second cup before 9 a.m. But today I got sucked into Scott Snyder. It was live on YouTube. So I was sort of sitting there like chatting with them. And then I looked at the time and I'm like, maybe I should get up and do something. Okay. So, hey, John O'Brien. It's ages since I've seen you in the chat. Sound is good. There was just a bit of a step from the jingle to your voice. Yeah, it does. I may have to adjust the volume on the jingle. Is the jingle too loud maybe? So maybe I could probably drop the volume there a little. I know in changing back to the jingle after me talking sometimes that used to be like a bit like, so, you know, I can have a look at that. Did you mess up my name spelling? Is that why you retracted it? Oh, goodness. Okay. So it's been a bit of an unusual week here at Fiber. Do you know what? I'm beginning to think unusual is just normal here. So it's a normal week here at Fiberific where we had the family home last week. My daughter had her birthday on the weekend. That's really tricky, getting presents in a house. And cancelling plans. So we had planned to go and visit my mum, but she's waiting for some surgery. And even though we could travel, she didn't want to have to say, yes, I have been in contact with someone from Queensland, which is the state I'm in, which we had a couple of cases. So we're all back in masks again for a couple of weeks. And so they would literally cancel her, well, postpone her surgery if she answered yes to that question. So, so we were like, right, we'll just stay away, right? That'll make life a bit easier. So hopefully she gets to have her surgery soon. So, I mean, I don't know which you guys want to do first, honestly. Do you want to talk about Naughty Corner projects because it's kind of the theme? Or do we want to talk about my parcel that arrived? So let me know in the chat which you would prefer, whether we talk Naughty Corner projects or whether we talk, we'll eventually talk about both. Like, that's the reality. But which would you like first? So let me know here in the chat which you'd like first. Also, if you know of somebody who you think would enjoy this conversation, hit that share button and pop it out. I forgot to share it to my Instagram, but I forgot to share it to my Twitter, but I think I managed to get it onto Facebook in time. I don't know. I don't know. So if you're in a group somewhere where you think they would be interested in hearing a discussion about Naughty Corner projects or Scott Snyder parcels, maybe go and drop a link in there. That would be great. I'm just having a quick scroll here through the chat. Lots of people wanting the parcel. Because I wouldn't call it squish mail because it's from Scott Snyder Spindles. So less squish. Sally says 14 days and 20 hours. Sally is legit the countdown timer for the Fiberific retreat. John O'Brien says, I don't have any naughty corny projects, but I have been working on one since September. Bub says, hi to everyone. I like parcels. Don't we all? I think everybody likes getting a good parcel. Not bad parcels. Good parcels. It's definitely still craft related, Freaky. Absolutely. Absolutely still craft related. Spinny Mail. Good morning, Lisa. Welcome to the chat. We're just having a discussion over parcel mail first or naughty corner projects first. Leanne's reminding everybody to hit that thumbs up, live listeners. And if you aren't sitting back just listening, just pop in and say hi so we know you're here. You know, I don't expect you to chat all day like I do, but I'd love to know who's here because I do know that there are more people watching than there are in the chat. Will you be using your parcel? Look, I hadn't intended on using my parcel, but I mean, it could happen, right? So I do have, I need to do another spinning day, don't I? We haven't had one for a while. Maybe not that one. I don't know. I'll decide later. Do I have to decide right now? I don't want to decide right now. Hey, Lisa, welcome to the chat. Oh, there's two Lisas, Lisa and Lisa Lenton. So, Lisa Orbs, did you not work out how to change your, maybe you can't change your handle. Some people can and some people can't. This is totally focusing on my file notes, isn't it? I don't know what file notes are. All right. It's mesmerizing. It is mesmerizing. That's the thing. And like the other problem I have with spindling on camera is A, I get worried about the noise, like when I drop it and it makes a lot of noise. And B, I get sucked into when I'm spindling. And I actually zone out. And I really struggle to, you know, keep conversing because I just want to like spin and draft and spin and draft. And, you know, oh, I understand. Okay. So, all right, we're going to do the parcel first. All right, well, I had everything else set up, so I'm just going to move some things. Just move some things to the side, Chantel. Get them out of the shot. All these, there was a lot of things I'd set up here. All right. We have a parcel. We have a parcel. It's a little parcel. It's a little exciting parcel. Hey, Christina. Lurkin making dinner since it's evening. What are you going to have for tea? Because I'm starving because all I've had today is some yogurt. And that's not enough. I need to go in and have some actual, like, food breakfast at some stage. Well, probably morning tea. Excuse me. Oh, I should probably warn everybody. My voice is still going in and out. My energy levels all of a sudden plummet. So I'm still not 100% better. Feeling a lot better though. Feeling a lot more myself. I'm able to plan and think, and words don't always come. My husband thinks it's hilarious. My stutter's like messing up big time, especially at night when I'm really tired. And he just sort of sits there giggling because he's never seen it as bad as it's been. We've been together for, I don't know, like a long time, like 18 or 20 years or something. And he's never seen my stutter as bad as it is at the moment. So, which, like, in the scheme of stutters, it's not bad, but because he's not used to it, it's you know, different. Kathy's having an apple dessert. Kathy's having roasted chicken and roasted sweet potatoes. I'm going to Kathy's place. See yous. Are you still drinking that tea that helps? I'm not at the moment, just because it has another side effect that doesn't help so much. So, because I drink all that tea and then I feel pretty like ordinary later in the day. So, and because I already feel ordinary, it makes me feel doubly ordinary, and doubly ordinary is not fun. So, sea bass, spaghetti squash, side of rice for the husband. Oh, also sounds nice. That also sounds nice. You could ask for a food delivery, except then you have to eat on camera. That's right. And you guys know how I feel about that. I don't like to eat on camera if I can avoid it. Also, Abby's asleep. Like, we were up really late last night. Like, look, but I'll get to the box, all right? I promise. But the other night, I was just my audiobook app did some random update, which meant that it wasn't picking up where all my audiobooks were sitting, and now I was having to use the like proper audiobook listening app thing that this company has, and theirs is trash and I hate it and I can't control it with my earbuds and it's bad. So last night I found where all my audiobooks were sitting on another website, because these are ones that I like, these ones that were free. So and I listened to the same series, Trader Tales by Nathan Lowell. It's a really fantastic series if you want to go and get it yourself. I went and downloaded mine from Scribble, I think, Cribl, Scribble. It's free, it's totally legit. Anyway, went and had to go and download each, because there's 5 books, had to go and download all 5 and then transfer them into the right file formats, like, so folder and file structure that the app wanted now that it had been all updated, and then transferred it onto my phone. So I'd gotten into bed. I was already in bed at like 11:45 and realized, no, I can't deal with this app anymore. I have to go and fix it. So I've gotten back up out of bed and gone into the craft room where my other computer, like where my little laptop is, and was like, and Abby's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm fixing my audiobook problem. And so anyway, it was driving me insane. So now it's fixed. It's all fixed, but I was up until 1:45. But you know, it's fixed now. What can I say? Yarn it out. Hello, welcome to the chat. No, you can't change your name. Might need a new account. And that's one of the things, like, we don't realize when we're setting up these accounts and we want them to be a little bit private or what have you. Sometimes it's hard to change the names, especially on the much older accounts. I think the newer accounts you can, but the much older accounts, like those of us that have been around a long time, baby, you know, when we set up our accounts, we couldn't. If you turn your account into a brand account, you can change it. But I don't know if, like, because I was having the same problem and I changed to a brand account, which helped me in the long run anyway. So, but there's lots of ways around it. Or if you're not uploading, you can just start a new account with a new name that you're happy with. Okay. All right. Lisa, Kim sending you a Facebook message. Just, you know, I'll be the middleman. It's fine. Leslie Grant, welcome to the chat. Okay, so let's go down. I'm just double checking here that I did. One more little thing that I missed. No one needs to know that. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so I was just double checking that I have removed all my street address details from the box. Not that I don't love you all, and I just don't know if I want you rocking up. Okay, so let's go to our double camera. I haven't tested it on this box, so if it's trash, it's trash. Okay, oh, there we go. I'll just do that. There we go. Oh, it's all good. That's fluff. Just clean it. I'll just do the cleaning now. Oh. So this is the box. The box, I have opened it. I did double check that everything was in it, but I haven't unwrapped anything. Okay, because the other thing I want to do is, I know that they put a packing slip in with all your address details. So you get your box. It's little, it's lightweight. On the paperwork I can see. So pull out that. I was having a great chat with Scott, and he goes, I do very good. I put the sticky tape on and I scrunch the white paper. So I was like, thanks, that's awesome. So what I ordered 2 spindles and a nostopini. No, not a nostopini, what am I saying? A nail binding needle, because I haven't tried nail binding. Okay, so let's, oh, there's a sheep. There's a runaway sheep. So quite often in our little boxes from Scott Snyder, he gives you a little 3D printed sheep. I've got a blue one and a red one, I think. And now I have a yellow one. But it looks like you get an extra one. It's a sparkly one with the nail binding needle. It is. It's a little brown sparkly one. So I've got all these little mini sheep that I just have sort of floating around the house. Okay, so I ordered on the 10th of March and I received them the day before yesterday. You have no idea how hard it has been not opening this box because I was saving it for you guys. Okay, like that's the thing. And just like every order from Scott, I've gotten little sheeps. So I'm getting quite a collection. I think it's like this little standard thing. I love the little sheep too. I think they're adorable. It's got your logo on the shipping. Well, I had a sticker, so I just slapped it over my address. She's done some redaction during a live. Wow, she's got skills. I'm just having a look. What's that yellow thing? The yellow thing is a sheep. It's a little sheep. It's just a bit blurry under camera. Sorry. But it is a little sheep. I'll take some photos later and pop them up on Insta. You guys can go and love on them. Love my nails. Oh, thank you. You should make a barn with your cricket for them to live in. I mean, that's a good idea. Okay, so what I ordered was an African paddock. I don't know how to say any of these words. Mini glider Turkish drop spindle, a bacot or bocote, or I have no idea how to say that wood either, nail binding needle. I just wanted to see this wood because in one of his live streams he said that this was his favorite wood and I wanted to feel it because I didn't have it before. And I have an orange Assange full-size glider drop spindle. Now you'll probably notice I love the gliders. There's a reason for me loving the gliders. I think this is the full-size one here. I've got some thirds. Okay, this is the orange Assange full-size glider. And I love the gliders for one very specific reason. They have long, skinny arms. And because I like to do a lot of ply on the fly, oh, hello keyboard. Welcome to the live stream. You can just sit back up there, please. I like to do ply on the fly. And so they're really brilliant with the gliders. I just think they're just a great spindle. I actually love Scott Snyder Spindles, actually so much so that here we go. If you want to get your own, hang on, Control C, your own Scott Snyder Spindles. This is an affiliate link that I have. And you can go and check out his store and go and get your own stuff. Now, the other thing I found out today is Scott's doing like an absolute, like, insane amount of live streaming. He live streams both on YouTube and Twitch. He does things from making the spindles to spinning and actually, like, because he is a wood turner, he also makes like pens with pen inserts and things like that. So he does so many amazing things. So if you go and check out his, I'm not sure if it's, I'll share a link on the Fiberific Fun Zone. If you're not a member of the Fiberific Fun Zone, you need to do something about that. So this is the full-size orange Assange. This is a 32 gram. He always writes, I don't know if you can see that, but he always writes the size and signs his work. So it's a 1.1 ounce, 32 gram spindle. I do like the lighter weight spindles. I don't tend to go over anything over 40 grams. It's a personal preference. When I'm spindling for me, and I tend to do mostly like lace weights and things like that. Look, I've got a basket here. Let's see. Like, I'm just trying to, like, oh. Here's another Snyder spindle that I was working on earlier. What size are you? You are a 27 gram spindle. This is some ply on the fly that I'm doing. So this is actually, I spin it to here and then ply it and then wind it. So once it's actually finished, it's finished. So what you can see here is already plied yarn. So, so that's another Snyder spindle. And this is another Snyder spindle. It's one of his little minis. These are normally more, these are great for traveling and what have you. And the advantage with these kinds of spindles is, see how he does the little tapered tip on the bottom? It's so that you can actually support spindle them, or you can drop spindle them. It's your choice, whatever you want to do. It's your spindling journey. So, orange Assange full size, 32 grams. Are we ready to open the next one? Is that longer than 6 inches? Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a ruler handy. Well, oh, hang on. Here we go. So that's, I know that's 10 inches. So let me just, so no, 9-inch shaft. I like the 9-inch ones. I tend to go short. I have short arms. I like all the short things. You can get longer ones, and you can actually order additional shafts as well to go into your spindles if your shaft breaks or what have you, or anything like that. So that's that one. And I like that they pack down, okay? Like, to me, that's also good. That's just, I need to travel. There we go. Pack it down. Once you've got fluff on it, it's a bit harder to pack down. But you, Freaky says, I done play on the fly once and sort of forgot how to do it. I use them as support spindles once they get heavy when I'm plying. I did have one handy. That's how I know the length. Okay. Deb, you are a shocker. I knew the second I said those words that it was just like, that could be taken another way. If Deb was here, she would totally take it down that path. And look, lo and behold, here you are. Yeah, you can contact Scott as well and ask as well. So this is a smaller one. This is the African Padauk, P-A-D-A-U-K. This is a little 14-gram spindle. Look at the color of this wood. Isn't that amazing? And so it's shorter, so the smaller spindles tend to have shorter shafts. So that's probably more like 6 inches. And again, beautiful. I like how they spin like a helicopter. Me too. And I like how once you're done and you pull it off, you've got a ball of yarn you could probably work out of. I don't, because I like to wash my yarn before I work with it. I'm not like in the camp, you must wash it to set the spin, blah, 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 boring. No, I gotta wash it because my hands are super greasy and I don't want to knit or crochet my hand grease into a project. I want to wash all that out first and then put fresh hand grease in when I'm working on a project. That's more why I do it. You know, different people like to do things for different reasons. I like to wash my hand spun yarns more to wash me out of them. Freaky says my spindle's 13. What did I say this one was? 14. What was this little guy? I can't see because it's too little. Do I have another? I don't have another Snyder spindle out here. We were talking during his live stream before about I should actually sit down and grab all my Snyder spindles and take a family photo of all the Snyder babies that live in Australia now. Diane, you caught it all live. That's so awesome. Now this isn't, oh wow, this one feels amazing. You can nearly feel that texture. Not quite, but nearly. Chintamani says I have about 6 of the mini gliders. Is it like the ones like super mini like this, or the mini like this? Because this isn't a glider, but this is just a mini, whereas this is a mini glider. You can see the difference in the little arms. And they're probably, this one's smaller but heavier. This one's lighter. I love the minis. I love the full size. I've got really big ones as well. I like all the different sizes for different projects. I found a giant metal keep cup that fits the mini glider with a decent amount of fluff, so I can take one with me everywhere. Oh, that is fantastic. You only have his gliders. Look, I'm a massive fan of the gliders, honestly. I haven't tried any of his drop spindles, like the ones with the little round tops. They look so much fun, but I haven't gone that way because I prefer Turkish spindles and support spindling. I do tend to Turkish spindle as a drop spindle. So I don't know why I'm such a, I don't know why I don't like standard drop spindles so much. I've got one. I've got a beautiful one right here that was a gift. This one is amazing. It's from Peacock. I can't remember. Anyway, they do beautiful spindles as well. So this is one of those stripy woods. Spanish Peacock. This one's from Spanish Peacock. But again, I don't use it as much. I definitely prefer the the Turkish Spindles. Yeah, this is a lovely red, and it's a bit of an ode to Edgar Allan Poe with the clock striking midnight. And so yeah, I love this, and I love that it was a beautiful gift. But I do tend to spin on my Turkish Spindles or my support spindles. Now I did oh, Lisby, Lisa, you've changed your name. Kim, were you able to get yes without having to just cancel your account? Go you. Are we seeing Orbs as Lisby now? Yes, we are. We are. Okay, so this is a nail binding needle. Now, I haven't done nail binding, but I've wanted to. And the original Sally. Sally, you changed yours as well. Kim is the best. I have to agree with that. Kim is the absolute best. Sorry, everybody. Kim is always like there to help everybody. It's amazing. Now I've got to relearn some spelling. So I haven't tried nail binding yet. Basically because I didn't have the tools. But now I do. I have no excuse. But this wood is just beautiful. And it smells, I don't know how to describe it. It smells like a mill, like a wood mill. Nothing in particular, just a little, I don't know. You need to find a good tutorial. If I find one, Holly, I'll let you know. Maybe I should record me trying to do it. Actually, let's not. Kim has now seen my face when I'm learning something new, and she is concerned that I'm angry. So, so maybe recording me learning new things is not good viewing. I don't know. Yeah. Nail binding. No, nail. N-A-L binding. Nail binding. Smells like wood. Yeah. No, but it's got kind of like, I'm just trying to think, you know when people do wood burning and you get that, like, it's not a smoky smell, but it's a, I don't know how to describe it. It's a different smell, for like, because my dad used to do a lot of wood burning, but like as in like there's a tool, like it's like a wood version of a soldering iron, and you can go around and draw with it and it etches into the wood. Probably is just a soldering iron. I don't know. But it smells like that memory. Anyway, that was weird. That was weird. Nail binding is a Viking knit crochet type thingy. Very interesting to watch. Yeah, and you do it with this like giant. I think theirs were technically bone. Is the angry face better than the resting itch face? Look. Kim would be the one to answer that. I don't know. But she kept checking on me like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm just taking stuff in. So, see, now I want to spindle all my new spindles. But I don't want to start another project just yet. The LBF, the learning face. Yeah. Well, it doesn't have varnish. A lot of his stuff doesn't get varnished per se. Because you don't want it slippery because it needs to grip. They are burnished. You scared me. I thought you were going to say that wrong. Say that right wording. Yeah, I had to stop for a second and stop myself. Her eyes started glazing over. Yeah, it was a bit overwhelming, Kim. I was like, oh no. Nail binding is good with hand spun and woolly wools. Tell says, I've got a new spindle. It doesn't last a day before I start a new project. Well, I'm trying to, like, I took me days to open this because I've been waiting to open these with you guys. Honestly, it's like that's a big deal. That's a big deal. Oh dear. I have resting goldfish face from Deb. You guys are just shocking. All right, so this was out. This is the mail time is over. All right, I'm gonna put my new toys away because I've got stuff I've got to do today, so I can't be tempted. Can't be tempted to play with the new craft today. Okay, it's like pack them up. Okay, in the box you go, back in the box. So, do you guys have any questions? If you want to get your own Snyder Spindles, if you use that link that I gave you, you actually even support the channel a little bit because that's an affiliate link. Control V. There you go. I've dropped it again. Snyder is one of these amazing people. Him and his partner work full-time on their spindle business, and they just work hard. They work really hard. They make amazing products. They have got fantastic customer service. Issues with postage, we're all having them, honestly. Australia Post at the moment, it's not currently, my friend. I've got orders I shipped out that haven't arrived, and people are getting upset, and it's just like, well, I shipped it. We've just kind of got to wait on Australia Post. I thought you were having a bad time. I wasn't having a bad time. I was concentrating. That's my concentrating face. It's the I'm learning a new thing and I'm a bit scared, and I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to keep trying. Your hair's getting quite curly. Yeah, it's I washed it the night before last, so it goes a bit crazy when I wash it. Odd, my computer tells me that page can't load. Is anybody else having a problem with that link? Let me just check it. Control V. Do you have a VPN on? I know I couldn't make it work earlier when I had a VPN on. No, it loaded for me. That's odd. It's an Etsy page. Works for Kim as well. Cool. Yeah, I tried. I was like, I've been having some problems with my Etsy affiliate, right? I keep getting these weird emails and I have to keep contacting them going, hello, what is going on here? I'm very confused. And they're like, no, it's our end. We're so sorry. They're being really good about it. It's happened a couple of times now. And so that happened yesterday. So I thought, oh no, this morning I'm like, oh my gosh, no, the links aren't working. How many of my Etsy links aren't working? And I've jumped into the website and none of them would work. And I was just like, oh, this is horrible. And so then I was like, oh, hang on a second. Some companies don't like VPNs. They really don't like them because they can't, you know, we all know why we use VPNs and they don't like those reasons. And so I was like, oh, that's right. I've got my VPN on. Hang on. I'll turn that off. And then the links work perfectly. So I don't know why they don't work. It's an Etsy link. I don't understand why it won't work through a VPN. So yeah, Holly used the link. Awesome. For securities. Yeah, like that's why we use VPNs. It's for security. It's not to hide what we're doing or anything like that. No. Okay, so this live stream was originally, the plan was going to be about projects in the naughty corner. How many of you have projects in the naughty corner? Honestly. Works through Chintamani's VPN. Okay, might be just some VPN so that's not working through. Excellent. It's all working for everybody. That is cool. And like Scott Snyder has got like, he's got spindles and all sorts of spindles that he can have, but you can also buy those little sheepies as earrings and things like that. So, and if you can't see it listed, you can send him a message and go, hey, I'd love the sheepies, and in bright blue if you can, please. And he will try to accommodate as best he can. Absolutely. Maybe it messes up their shipping calculations. Absolutely. If you are VPNing from another country, it would definitely be messing up shipping. And if your VPN is set up for a different state than you're in the US, it would mess up your sales taxes. So, yeah. So let's have a look here. Lindsay has a project that she's not sure if it's in the naughty or just a lost cause. The ones that give her headaches. Sally's got her hand up for projects in the naughty courts, the naughty corners. So look, I'm sure none of you are surprised when you find out that I have quite a few projects in the naughty corner. I also have like back burner projects where they're not actually naughty, but I'm just like, I got other stuff to do. You have to get pushed to the side. So this week I was like, I want to work on something. I'm going to start something new. And I was just like, don't start something new, Chantel. You've got to finish your fusion blanket, okay? So I'm just going to bring back the stuff that I was doing. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, you'll know what I'm working on. You will have seen it already. If you're not following me on Instagram, please go and follow me on Instagram. I'm nearly at 2K. 2K is awesome. Did you frog the chickadee? No, the chickadee is totally in the naughty corner. I haven't decided what I'm doing with the chickadee yet. And that was my own fault. I forgot to wash my cream yarn before I used it, and now it's pulling all the knitting. Anyway, chickadee's in the naughty corner. What happened? Kim, I'm going to stop reading. Stop reading all your things. I'm still spinning the fluff to make a top. They're still there. Gosh. Yeah, I have a lot of projects that are backburnered while I do other things. The other problem is, for the last couple of months, I just have not been crafting. My brain just is melted, and I sort of sit down like a lump and just don't do any craft at all. So being able to actually sit and work on something, so I don't have it in here, but because it's still hanging in the house, I made Abby a it was the Attic 24 Granny Square, the what's it called, you guys that have seen it? It's my brain is just the Granny Square. This keyboard's just gonna, it just wants to come and hang out down on the desk. Bunting, that's what it was. Thank you, Kim. So yes, and I did, and I planned out the project, and I double checked to make sure I had enough yarn. I went through and I adjusted the pattern a little bit so I would definitely have enough yarn to get the size bunting that I wanted. And so I finished that, and by finished I meant I blocked all the triangles. I wove in all the ends, and it was all finished, and I plaited the little tassels on the ends, everything all done, and hung it up, and Abby loves it, and I'm so happy. And she was just like, oh, if you want to borrow it for any shows to hang around your store, Mum, you can. I'm like, I hadn't even considered that, but thank you. I may well do that. So yeah, and that's the thing, Leanne, when you feel rubbish, you don't feel creative. Or at least I don't feel creative at all when I feel rubbish. And so I was feeling very bad for quite a long time, where I was barely awake most of the time. So I hadn't done any craft. And so I killed the poor acrylic. I did kill the acrylic. When you heat block acrylic, you are killing it. But because of what I was making, it didn't matter. And also I was very careful to not melt it. I've seen people go too hard with blocking their acrylic, and they quite literally put the heat directly on it and smush it, and it melts and compresses, and when it dries, sometimes even goes crispy. Okay, so all I did was steam it. I actually kept it off like by at least an inch, and steamed it, and then just held the iron an inch above it just for the heat to permeate a little. And I actually had someone comment on the reel that I put over on Instagram. You can see it there. And they actually said, you don't wait to let it cool down before you unpin it. But the reality was, I took the iron away, I moved it to the side, I came back, I tapped it. It was warm, it wasn't hot. So I wasn't scorching the yarn, I was just warming it up a little with some steamy bits. And it's been holding its shape beautifully. And all the stitches still look plump and good, but they're in the shape I wanted, and it's not curling in or doing any of the stuff that it was doing before. So heat blocking acrylic is orcs, and I probably could have wet blocked it, but I wanted this to be a permanent thing, and because it was bunting, I was willing to risk it. When I made the Fiberific Zoomers rug, where we all had the 8-inch squares, I wet blocked those. I didn't heat block those. Where are we? I'm just catching up a little bit in the chat here. John, oh, I saw the photos of your diamond on your queen, so you made it into a heart, and I think that looks fantastic. I think you really did well by fixing that. Sally has 5 blankets in the naughty corner. How many I have this one. I think the queen's not in the naughty corner. She's on the back burner. This one was in the naughty corner. So I'm going to switch to our top-down camera. Okay, so this is the Star Wars blanket. Now this part of the blanket, the actual crochet part, I was having no problems with. Okay, so that part comes out really nicely, and I'm very happy with it, right? And so like I'm up to this many squares. Hang on, I'll count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 that just need their ends woven in. Haul the ends. 26 need their ends woven in. But are good to go other than that. The problem I've been having is the blanket stitch. Okay, this is the problem, and the issue I have with the blanket stitch is I have got very weak muscle grip in this hand. There's an issue with a tendon in my arm, and I thought it was just me, like just being weak, and it wasn't until I had a talk. We were talking to my doctor about some of the things I'm struggling with since I've got nerve damage in this fingernail. So was it 12 months ago or 2 years ago? I don't know. It's probably 2 years ago since I crushed my hand. I'm not sure if any of you guys remember. I was building the table over here, and the MDF sheet dropped 1.5 meters and smushed my fingers. And while we were worried about the amount of damage that had happened, like the crushing that happened to my fingers, and that sort of thing, whereas what we hadn't realized is I'd actually torn my tendon as well, and so that I have tendinosis, and while it's healing, it's a very slow healer. The nerve damage now, what's left is now permanent. They say if what isn't healed within 12 months, it's going to stay, so the nerve damage there isn't great. And I'm right-handed, and I did it to my right hand, so go me. So I thought all this was just down to me being weak, right? I've found, where's my pencil case with all my stuff in it? Because I've got these awls that I got years ago. I bought edgery-doos. Does anyone know what an edgery-doo is? It is it's like a big perspex or plastic sheet thing with holes in it for you to put onto like polar fleece and things like that, and you stab holes in it and crochet into it to make blankets. So because I bought all these different shapes, I got sent like each shape. I got one of these awls with these stoppers on the ends, and this is fantastic, honestly. And I have other awls, and this one is the sharpest and the easiest to use, especially in my numpty hands. So what I was struggling with wasn't so much the awling, or at least I thought it was the awling, but I don't know why I pulled out this ironing pad to use, but I was able to start just lining up and just pushing in, and it just worked better for me all of a sudden, because I was just like, no, I'll just do one and I'll see how it feels. Okay, and then it sort of grew from there. And hang on. Glasses, ladies and gentlemen. I can't see where I oiled it because it's black. I'll do it again. So the other thing was, in the designer recommended using a piece of paper with marks put in every 1/4 of an inch, and I kept trashing the paper. Like I kept like eating the edges of it on my thing. Like every time I used the awl, it would crunch the paper. And I was like, there's got to be a better way to do this. And so I just grabbed a little Chow Groove ruler. Now, I saw Kim earlier having a bit of a joke about how you make sure you use the right side of the ruler. And I put it up a post last night on Instagram because at one stage I realized I was working a lot. I'm thinking there are a lot of there's a lot of these little blanket stitches. All right, hang on, I'll get a darker one so you can see it easier. There we go. I was like, there are a lot of blanket stitches on this. Like, it was really, they were really close together. And I was like, and I'm looking at it and I'm counting them and I'm lining it up on the next one, trying to work out what I've done wrong. And it just took me a really long time. Like, I finished it and I'm still sitting there looking at it going, this is so wrong. Like, I'm supposed to have 18 and I've got like 23. And I'm like measuring it and I'm like, yes, it's like, it's right. It's the right size. I don't understand. Took me quite some time to realize I'd actually been doing every ½ centimeter instead of every ¼ inch. I'd flipped the ruler and I didn't realize I'd done it. So I had to go in and cut all these out. And I was just like, oh, geez, such a numpty, such a numpty. I need to make an awl die for my rivet press. Look, I like that idea a lot. The catch being, would I be able to see where I want to awl as easily? I probably would. I'd be able to line it up just like we do with the hole puncher thingy. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't quite have a cast, but I had like oh, sorry, I just kicked the camera. I had a brace and I had to wear this special thing on my arm, like here. It was like this wrap thing that put pressure here so that I could grip. Imperial measurement strike again. Look, I don't know what brand the awl is, honestly, but I have I got it with free with my edgery doos. But if you go to any chemist and get like a small, like I'd say that's like a rubber stopper that goes onto like a walking stick or onto canes, but it's just a small one that fit on the end of their particular thing. I think they've actually glued it on. I can't take it off, but I've got like a half a dozen of these, and so you might need a foot pedal for it. Like I'm not sure if any of you guys have seen Kim's setup for her press, but I love that so much. I love the idea of having the foot pedal so that you can have both hands on your project and push down rather than having to take a hand off and pull it and risk everything moving, which is what happens to me. So, yeah. So what I did, I over the last few days, just at night while I was watching TV, I got sucked into a new series last night, you guys. Have any of you seen Clarice? I've been watching it on Stan in Australia. I don't know where it is in the US. I was a bit nervous about it because I was like, oh, Silence of the Lambs gave me like nightmares for years. And so, like, you know what? I'll just watch one episode and I'll see what happens. I was sucked in straight away. It's so good. It's so good. But now it's like, because I watched 6 or something episodes last night, it's like a week by week drop, and I'm about to cancel Stan, so I don't think I'm going to get to watch the whole season, which I'm a bit like, I do not like this. Oh, the irregulars look fantastic, Freaky. Are they good? Anyway, so while I've been watching these shows and stuff, I have set up my little mat here. I actually have now ordered a second little mat just in case I trash this one doing this, because this is a wool ironing pad that I just picked up from eBay for like $10. Snyder Spindles Sheep Clarice. Oh dear. Oh no, now that's going to be in my head. So yeah, I've just been setting this up. Lisby says, I don't like gory things, so I'm worried it'll scare me. It's not gore. There's a little bit of blood, but not like over the top gore, but definitely thrilling. Like definitely like edge of your seat stuff. So yeah. Do you have packing foam? Me, I don't. I use like bubble wrap, not packing foam. So anyway, so I've just been like making a whole pile of these, right, while I've been watching shows and resisting the urge to crochet them up, because I figured it would be easier for me to crochet these up during this live stream than doing this side of them. I was also worried about the awling, if it was going to shake the whole table. Turns out it doesn't. Kim, what do I need all these packing things for? I'm curious. It's interesting. Okay, all right. I'll have to have a look while I can. So yeah, so I've got this one here, but I'm not going to do this, but I just want to show you where I was up to. And this was the win. This ironing pad was the win. So it just made all the difference, and it took all the pain out of my wrist. It could also have straight up been something as simple as the fact that I had let this heal for a while, and rather than trying to... Oh, this is a $10 one, Kim. This one's an eBay $10 wool mat. I tried using cardboard, and I tried using like thick cardboard and a couple of other things, and I just didn't get the same effort. So this is just a cheapy wool mat from eBay. This is not a $50 wool mat. It's like a $10 one. And I'm looking at it, and like I've done like all of these plus 2 more on this mat, and I can't see any, because it's felted, and technically, you know, that's not that much different from a felting tool. Like I can see the dots, but yeah, I'm not worried. So I've ordered another mat that I'm not going to use for stabbing on, just in case. Yeah, so this has made the world of difference. A good awl with a nice end on it, because I do find I hold it more at the top than I don't hold down there. I do find I line it up and push. And so I've just found what works for me. And that meant that this project that had been naughty cornered because this stupid blanket stitching that was doing my head in is actually happening a bit easier now. So I'm still not excited about it. It's not my favorite, but I am feeling somewhat closer to done. So what's left is this pile here. Okay, so I'll just push that there, because that way I can see where, at a glance, where we're at. Okay, so this pile here, which is about another 20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, this 15 here, plus there's another 30 inside. But how do I put this? I decided to make my blanket a lot bigger because I was using up some scraps of this fabric. I didn't want to waste it. And I had some that I had, see how I've done some plain fabrics on the back. I've got picture and plain. And so that there was not, because I needed some for that. So I was able to make some more, I was able to make more squares and make it a much bigger blanket and more usable by adding in some of these single-sided ones. And so I have another packet of 24 plus about another 8 or 10 of those. Should have decided to make it bigger after you nearly finished with it. No. When I stitched up all the squares like last year, was it last year? I feel like maybe it wasn't. I think it was last year. When I stitched up all the squares, I decided then to make extras. So, but now I'm catching back up again. I feel like I'm catching up. So where's my little crochet hook? Let's get started. We'll move this. Oh, where's your little safety cap? Safety cap on the sharp spiky thing so we don't go stabby stabby. Long before the pandemic. I'm not sure if it was, because I think I was working on it when we were doing the Zoomy chats. So maybe, is that right? Zoom is was I working on this during Zoom chats, like back last year when they first started? I don't know. That's what I think was happening. I mean, I could be wrong. So, I'll pop that one aside for now. We don't need these because we're not going stabbage. It can just sit here. Oops, you go on that pile because I'll work on this one. So like the designer was just like, oh, I just work over these ends. But I forgot in like every single one to work over the end. And I'm like at the, you know, when you're at that like part, like the balls start out looking like this. And now I'm like up to this sort of roadkill version of it. So it might be nice to get the roadkill finished and out of the way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, I don't want to give away too much of the designer's hard work, honestly. Oops, I just want to, hang on, catch that. All right, just let me get started and then I'll keep chatting. I'm trying to remember to catch all the yarn bits as well while I'm here. Do you know what would really help? If I could see, I was working on it in the Zoom chats. Oh, cool. So it's only been around for 12 months, not 24. So that's something, right? Oh, gosh. Okay, so one of the things they say in the process is careful not to do your corners too tight. It makes them hard to work into. The answer is yes, it does. Okay, next corner. Can you guys see what I'm doing here? Almost a year since you started it. What the heck are you working on? This is a crochet fusion blanket. So oops, hang on, I've just split that one. I cut and quilted. So these are, there's actual like blanket wadding in here. And inside the seams, there's probably a lot more than there needed to be, honestly, which made it very hard to blanket stitch through. So I can't just do it with the needle like some people suggest. I need to push through with the awl. And now I'm just putting the single crochet edging on so that we can then put the beautiful edging on. Star Wars crochet fusion quilt. Yes, it's like my little blend between loving lacy crochet work and my geeky side of my personality all in one project. Did you do the single-sided ones half solid side up or not? I did. So what I've done, and that's why there's some separated out, is these ones have all been done with their fabric facing front, like with all this fabric facing front. And so they'll be on one side of the blanket like this, but the other bundle will be done with the plain side facing front so that the back is the, does that make sense? So I did split it out to try and make sure that I did it right. I mean, just because I've split it out with the plan doesn't mean that the plan's going to work, right? Oh, thank you for the link, Kim. Yes, it's the High Tea Crochet Fusion Quilt. She uses, excuse me, beautiful, delicate fabrics. I use Star Trek fabric, Star Wars fabric. Ha ha ha. So when you use it, all the solids are on the same side. That's exactly right. So that it's truly reversible. So that I can flip it over for whatever I want, sort of thing. So there will be colored patches on both sides. Yeah, that's right. That's what I've done. how's your rucksack going? Have you done your lining yet? I have not. I have not even unpacked my crate properly. My rucksack's sitting here still from showing it in last week's live stream. It hasn't even gone back in the house. Part of it is I have avoided coming out to the shack like the plague, because I basically have to wade through ankle deep mud to get out here at the moment. And so if I forget one or two things, I'm like, I ain't going out there for that. So I forget them, and like the other night I realized I'd left my iPad out here, and I was sitting in the house, and Tim's like, what's wrong? Because I was like a bit mopey, and I'm like, I left my iPad in the shack. And it's like, go and get it. Look, I don't want to go in the mud again. I just washed my feet. So he came out and got it for me like a good husband does. So a rucksack that's like a backpack. Yes, it is. Yeah. It's exactly like a backpack. So I do have a lot of projects on the go. Some projects, like Kim may or may not find this amusing. I actually pulled part of my crafter's caddy that we made at the last retreat. I pulled it apart a little bit because I wasn't happy with the handles, and I wanted to fix the handles. I've got a rivet press myself now, and so I wanted to rivet press the straps on so that they were stronger and held their shape better. And so, but in saying that, I'm also nervous about using my rivet press and worried that I'm going to wreck things. And so I decided I'm going to make Abby a key ring loop thing, like a wrist thing to put her keys on. And she's picked some black leather that I'm going to do it with, but she wanted rose gold hardware. And while I've got the rose gold swivel clip thing, I don't have any rose gold rivets. And I realized I have a legit gap in my handbag hardware, because I've got everything in gunmetal and that really pretty, you know, the color changing rainbow. But nothing pretty well in rose gold, silver, or gold. So I have to go in and put in an order to get some rivets so that I can make Abby the thing, which is also going to be my key fob. Thank you, Kim. Yes. Because Kim's given me a key fob thing for me, but that's in gunmetal, so that's my one. But I found a pattern to make a different kind of key fob. I see the flickering. What's flickering? Is there a problem, anyone? Is it my camera? Oh, my camera's flickering. You're right. Let me have a look here and see what's going on. Let me just double check something. It could be something. No, I'm on the right hertzes. Oh, this isn't a good sign, is it? What I might do is I might just change that. We'll see if that makes a difference. It's a little bit darker, but it will hopefully not flicker. Hopefully you can still see everything all right. Is that all right? Yeah, it might have been from the dark fabric. We've learnt this, haven't we? So that should have stopped the flickering now. Should being the operative word. So let me know. Come on, little thingy. 2 in the corners. And around we go. I thought you were seeing things. No, you weren't seeing things. And I really appreciate when you guys let me know, because I don't always pick it up, because I'm watching sort of the chat rather than the screens. Like I do have 4 screens, 1, 2, 3, 4 with my face on them. This one that I'm looking at here is my camera. So it doesn't actually, like, it won't show the flickers and things like that the other one does. But I think you might be right. I think it could have been because I was moving a very dark thing around. It was trying to, you know, not so much focus on it, because I don't have the auto focus on, or the auto color, auto light thing, exposure, that's the word. I don't have either of those on, but it just wasn't coping. So we've made it so it can cope a bit better. It's a bit darker. I'll brighten it back up when I change to a lighter thing. Much better, less contrast. Yeah. So is it still bright? I mean, this pattern's quite dark, but is it still bright enough that you can see what I'm doing? It happened before with the dark thing. It has happened before with the dark thing. You're quite right. We actually killed a camera. We literally killed a camera on live stream by constantly doing this sort of thing with it, making it too dark, making it work too hard. And that's why we bought this particular baby right here that we have. What am I doing? I don't have the pattern on me, so I'm just going by memory. Let me just look at one that I prepared earlier. And then we do and then back in again. I believe it was when I was dyeing some yarn. Yeah, stripy yarn in the pan. Absolutely, that's what killed it. It couldn't deal with the black stripes of the silver pan. And it just fritzed out, and it actually permanently damaged the camera. So I still have that camera. I still utilize it for a couple of things, but it does not like it when we go anything too contrasty at all. It was actually the camera that we used as the snowy cam for a while there. I was so tempted to bring her out today to say hello, but she was a bit grumbly, so I decided to leave her alone and not touch her because she was biting my hand. She was saying, "Leave me in my bed. Don't want to come outside and dance. I am not a trained monkey." Isn't that the Louis Cam, Snowy Cam, Spanner Cam? Yes, it is the Rando Cam, the guest cam. It's the guest cam. Definitely better than Rando Cam. Oh dear. The cam with many names. The cam formerly known as Snowy Cam. Oops, what have I done here? I did something. I did a thing. I just got tangled up. I'm all good. There's nothing to see here. Well, there is. Lots of yarn craftings happening right now. Cam with many faces. Yeah, the cam of many faces. It's not at all weird. We're going to be doing some trial runs and testing of some new system stuff going on soon to get ready for some things of quietness, things of non-official yet. So I've got to test out some softwares and stuff. So I will probably put out a notification at some stage that I'll be going live and testing some things. I'll see how much of it I can test without actually going live first. Chaos Creator says she got her photo shared by Little Moo. Did you? Is that the one where you made your bin chicken social stitches pouch to go with your rucksack? Is that your second rucksack and I haven't finished my first? Yeah, that one. So, yeah. Oops, I need to do a thing. Oops, hang on. The actual stitch, not just some stitch you feel like doing, Chantel. Let me just double check I'm doing all this right. 1, 2, 3 in the corner. There we go. Yes, it's working. It's working! When you have your retreat, will there be a live? Like while we're actually on retreat, because we don't leave for until the Friday, so we could have our usual Thursday retreat. My second rucksack and my fourth social stitches. Yeah, I can't imagine there won't be a normal live stream the Thursday beforehand. It might be like a packing up the shop live stream, like a productivity stream. But yeah, or are you asking for an extra stream from the retreat? Because I mean, we could swing a little quick. I mean, I'm going to be doing a video about like on the retreat. I'll be getting some footage, so there'll be a little, because we're going to try and run the retreats again in the future, maybe with like an actual project or something like that. I personally am loving the idea of this particular retreat where you know, we can just sit and hang and chat and have a good time, and everyone can work on whatever they want. But I understand not everybody are interested in that, and they quite like a formalized, you know, workshop plans and things like that. I personally love hanging out as well as the formalized stuff. So I think I'd like to find somewhere in the happy medium area of that. It'd probably be handy if I was a designer and could design my own thing, but I'm not a designer. I can teach techniques and make up little things to use a technique, but not so much an entire thing. But yes, we've got 14 days and what are we at? 14 days and 19 hours now, Sally. We can do a Fiberific on the couch interviewing the attendees. I don't know if the attendees would be up for that. I was thinking more along the lines of like some B-roll while I talk about the retreat, like just panning shots. We can vote people off. Yeah, this weekend's definitely this particular retreat that we're doing is definitely more of a hangout than a workshop retreat for sure. I'm just thinking about what we should do going forward, because I think I would love to do more retreats and travel around a little bit once we can, and have them in other locations as well as the Queensland ones. Because like, while it's all handy and dandy doing it here in Queensland for me, it's probably not the most convenient place for everybody. There can be a yarn totem that you have to find for immunity. Oh dear, Kim. Survivor. Nope. There'll be no Survivor style rubbish going on. For a start, we've got good food. Oh, wow. Dumb enter key jumped in the way. Just threw itself in front of you. Okay, so we're getting there. So this has been my naughty corner project. What makes a project go into the naughty corner for you? Because for me, sometimes, like for this one, it was the blanket stitch part of it. It wasn't the crochet and it wasn't the sewing. The sewing all happened relatively fast. And then once like the urge to crochet this pile last night was so great, I had to actually put them away so that I wouldn't do it, because I wanted to save them for today. But I've got other projects that they're in the naughty corner because, like, I made the Jenny King. What was the name of that one that she did the crochet along for on her page? I did it in the blue, blue long color change cotton. Oh, my brain won't tell me the name of the pattern. Anyway, that one's in the naughty corner because I've made it too big for myself. And it just sort of hangs and doesn't look good. And I'm up to the final borders and I tried it on and I was just like, I do not like that. And so I'm literally going to pull it out and redo it. But at the moment, it's just sort of sitting there in this limbo land of not being pulled out yet. And because like, I like the sleeves, they were fine, but the actual body part of it was just too, I made it too long. It's nearly like, It goes down to mid-thigh, like it's not far off my knees. The Sharon Cardi, thank you, Kim. And it's not far off my knees. And it's just too long. I just literally made it too long, and that's my own fault. And it's an easy fix, right? So I can actually just I've got to undo a whole pile of banding first, and then I can start removing length. So yeah, that one just, it's done my head in, but I really love it, and it would have been perfect for summer because it's really thin, lightweight cotton. And I've got another one that it's in the naughty corner, similar sort of reason. It's beautiful cotton. It's actually another Jenny King pattern, and again, I made it too big. And so it just swims on me, and it's not at all in any way flattering. And so I'm going to pull it out. And that particular one in the cream, I'm going to reclaim the yarn and make something else. But yeah, I struggle making projects for me to wear. Like, I tend to do better with projects that are just things rather than garments for me. I've got a shawl that just needs one or two more rows done, and it's finished, and it's hand spun, beautiful yarn. It's slinky and soft and lightweight, and I lost the pattern and I don't know where I'm up to. So I've got to find which pattern I used and work out where I'm up to, and then I can keep going. But the other thing is, I don't know what hook I was using because I didn't take note. Well, I wrote it on the pattern that I then lost. So that one's in the corner for that reason. Holly says either boredom or the pattern is irritating me. That too, definitely. I think for me, the queen just got a bit long, and that's why it's been backburnered, not naughty cornered. And that one has, I've just found it's a very big project. And now that it's starting to cool down, I'm actually been pulling it out and doing the occasional row. But when it was the middle of summer here, it's too big a project for me to have on my lap. I just was overheating every time I tried to do it, and therefore I was getting frustrated with it because we don't think our best. So yeah, it just insanity. Sally, this particular thing is easily 7 years old. I don't know if I took a photo. Yeah. Leanne says that's why I've never made a wearable for myself also. And Kim says that's a problem with open stitch clothing. That's right, because you measure it laying and you're like, yep, that's right. Then you put it on and it has gravity and drape and body stretching and what have you. Totally different look. Totally different look. Sharon is the light. Oh, no, the Sharon, I know what hook I used. I'm good there. It was a shawl that I worked on. What have I done here? Hang on a second. Oh, okay. Back there, when I was supposed to do the single crochet, I did another shell because I am a numpty. I haven't done that anywhere else. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Let's try and do the right thing. No, this was a shawl made out of hand spun yarns that I can't remember the hook. And because I made it so long ago, my crocheting style has also changed. And because we all grow and we develop, and how we hold things changes as we learn and grow. Sorry, I've just realized that's just not there at all, is it? So I'm just gonna, let me see, try and brighten it up a little. Let me know if it starts flickering. I've just increased the light intensity rather than the software doing it for me. I know it's glaring off my face, which is why I don't normally have this light quite so bright. Did you try it on as you're making it? I did. I tried. Oh, excuse me. My voice is just about dropping out again. Hang on. So I did try it on as I was making it, but I didn't like, I tried on the top and the sleeves and everything as I was making it, and I was very like, oh, I like how this is sitting, this is good. But then it was like, okay, now make your body length this long. And so I just did, and I didn't try it on at that stage. Kim, what are you doing? You're going through my Ravelry projects. Don't do that. Oh my God, Tim's birthday jumper, where I gifted him the back of the jumper. And I have to pull that out and start again because there was a problem with the pattern, which was that the sleeves in the pattern turned out to be the wrong sleeves. And they weren't set in, or they were set in and I didn't need set. Anyway, whatever it was, they were the wrong shaped sleeves. They were actually the sleeves off the designer's other pattern, and it wasn't going to work. And this particular one is only a vest, and he doesn't wear vests. So he was gifted the back of it and the front, but no sleeves. That was 2012. Yep. Yeah, I've got stuff in the queues there. Also, some of it's been frogged and I never took it out of Ravelry, so there's more there too. So, you know, my Ravelry queue is not like the gospel of Chantel's projects because I'm just super slack at keeping it updated. That corner's a bit tight. Did I do it incorrectly? Nope, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, so like Naughty Corner projects is such a personal thing, isn't it? Because sometimes it's a mistake you've made and that you've got to pull it out and you don't want to. And you don't want to admit that you have to. And, you know, it's all those hours of work. It was like when I realized that I'd used the wrong side of my ruler. I was trying to justify it every which way known to man on how I could fudge this process so that I wouldn't have to cut and pull out an hour's work. Because I'm very slow at putting in, it's maybe not quite an hour, maybe 45 minutes. Anyway, I'm very slow at the blanket stitching side of things. And so, you know, I was very much trying hard to justify every way known to not actually pull out the work I'd done. But I knew in my heart that it would do my head in. That I would be all like, well, this is just wrong. It's just bad, you know? So I just needed to make sure I did the right thing. And I did. I trimmed it. And because the other problem is this particular yarn doesn't particularly like being sewn. It's the Bendigo 4-ply cotton, and while it crochets up beautifully, it's not its favorite being pulled through multiple layers of fabric, so it gets a little fluffy, and so I couldn't reuse the yarn, so the yarn had to go. So it was just easier just to cut it out and, you know, go that way with it. I'm just double checking I'm not making that same mistake again. Nope. There is no whip for a pattern by Jenny King. There you go. That's good. Is that so? The Sharon Cow's not there. So, you know. Whoops. What can I say? Whoops. To stop the fluffy, run thread through beeswax first. Oh, I'm not going to be doing that. I mean, I can see the advantage of it, but no. not for this particular thing. That'd be a lot of beeswax required because there's a lot of meters of this happening. Actually, it doesn't just show there a whip on that. It just doesn't show that there are a whip on that screen. Oh, okay. One, two, making sure I'm in the right spot before I start doing my big corner shell. So the pattern, if someone could drop that link in again, She's got full video tutorials on how to do everything, which I think is cool. And she, oh, I stabbed myself with my crochet hook. 100% don't recommend. You have a bobble scarf in Sif in the queue. That's finished. I've finished that. That's over there in my display stuff. Is it? Have you got it as finished there, or is it as a whip? Because that's all done. That looks great. I'm very happy with that. Oh no, I haven't yet, Scott. Scott Snyder's in the house. I have not said it. So Scott this morning was asking if Australians actually say ACDC or Akadaka, and I was like, no, we say Akadaka as well. Like we alternate between the two, but it could be ACDC or Akadaka, but everybody knows who you're talking about if you say Akadaka. So yeah. Did everybody like seeing the unboxing of Scott Spindles and his nail binding needle? Oh, Scott, the little sheep got some hardcore love, honestly. They're very popular. They're very popular. We may have dropped your link a couple of times. So, yeah. You have another still as a whip. Really? I'll have to go and have a look. I don't use my queue like I'm supposed to, and I don't do the project things like I'm supposed to. So many little sheep. Yeah. And I know 2, which was exciting. So I today I got a yellow one and it looks speckly browny red one. So yeah, they look awesome. Oh, you did miss it. Do you guys want to see the spindles again? Like, is that overkill if we have some more spindle love? I mean, I'm all for more spindle love. And I did wrap them back up. John says I don't like it. Oh, Holly said I loved it so much I went and bought a nail binding needle. Oh, wow. Because I bought the nail binding needle in, I don't even know how to say it. Scott's going to laugh. All right. And in the Bacote wood, because in a live stream, he said it was one of his favorite woods. Freaky Geek was asking about also, because I like the shorter shaft spindles, like the 9 inches and under. And Freaky was wondering about the longer shafts. And I thought I saw that you could buy new shafts for your spindles if you, like, say you break it or something, but I could be wrong. You'd love to see the spindles? All right, I'm nearly at the end of this row, so once I get to the end of this row, I'll pull the spindles out again and we can have a bit more spindle love. Spindle love. And I mean, like, you know, we're talking about Naughty Corner projects. I've got spindle projects in the Naughty Corner as well. Or are they back burner or Naughty Corner? No, I've got one that's total Naughty Corner because the actual fluff I was using was leaching on me and I didn't like that. I hate Dominique's in the chat. It's been ages since I've seen you, Dominique. I saw your post about how hard it's been for designers having to juggle. Oh, bugger, I just cut my yarn. That was stupid because I'm like, oh, I'm going to end it off. I still got another row to do yet. I'm going to have another end to weave in. I'm sad now. Yeah, sorry. About the struggle that designers are having to juggle between multiple platforms because there's so many people that are anti-Ravelry right now for various reasons. Okay. All right. So I actually forgot to put the nail binding needle back in the box. So this is the nail binding needle. And I don't know if Scott's still even in the chat. or if he just hung around for Akadaka and then left. But this is the nail binding needle, and it feels it's quite grippy. I don't understand the nail binding needle or what it's used for. You need to Google nail binding. It's kind of like it's nearly like a cross between a knitting and a crochet, but you just use this. I don't know how to do it. I got to learn, and I didn't have a tool to learn on, so now I do. So that's what I got there. All right. And then in here, I've got some sheepies. So this sparkly red one came, or brownie one came in my nail binding needle, and my yellow one was in the box. It's very cute. So I've got a blue one and another one inside from previous orders. Are you still here? Oh, awesome. All right, so we'll start with our African paddock. P-A-D-A-U-K. This is a mini glider. This one had a 6-inch shaft or thereabouts. I'm guessing it could be different. I have no ruler, so I'm like, yeah, that looks about right. It is a mini glider. It's 14 grams. Scott always writes his name and his weights on, so you can always tell. So this one is so pretty. Like, look at the wood on that. It's so pretty. I mean, the saturation's a little high on this camera right now, but it's not out by much. It's not out by much. It's very pretty wood, and it feels so good. And then in this one, we have an Osage Orange. I'm probably saying that wrong. Full-size glider. Oops. And this is a 32 gram or 1.1 ounce. And we were saying how much I love the gliders, because I like to do ply on the fly. So the gliders just make that so easy. And so this is another beautiful color. It's just got like a yellowy and it's naturally this color. So yeah. And then this one's got like a 9-inch shaft on it. And so yeah. But like today I was watching Scott actually make shafts like on his lathe, and it's kind of like, you know, you're watching him burnish in the little sections and cut it down and smooth, and you're just like, all these little things require thought and effort, and I just love it. Yeah, there are heaps of videos out there for nail binding. Like, I'll be able to find something. I'll be all right. And they're all 12-year-old kids, and they all giggle when you talk about shafts and, you know, size matters. I need a shirt that says, you know, if you, you know, if you need 8 inches, 7.5 won't do. Because, you know, like, that's an ongoing joke. Like, that's gauge, man. If your gauge is off by 1/2 inch per square or something. So, yeah. Yeah, he shaft. That's right. So yeah, so these are the beautiful spindles I got. And then I was like, oh, hang on a second. I happen to have in another basket, because we're talking about ply on the fly. And this is another one that I've got here. And I think I was able to push back and work out that it's a 27 gram, because I don't buy anything over 40 grams. I do try to keep under that sort of 30, 35. And this is some that I've been working on that's ply on the fly. So that's already plied there. Up there is not plied. Down here is plied. So, yeah. So that's another. And the flyers I just find to be perfect for ply on the fly. They give you plenty enough room here. And you have long enough legs to hold the ply, like the plied amount all in one. And yeah, I just like it. And also, once your ball is ready, it's just ready. You know, you can just pull it off, and like, I mean, this will take a lot of yarn, but I'll have to, you know, I'll end up making like 2 little balls. I won't be able to do it in one, because that just end up being too much. But yeah, so I love the quality, and they just last. And I've got a little mini as well. Little mini one. Little equal super tiny one. But I can't see, because it's too tight. I can't pull the fibers. So, you guys are the worst. Yes, you can take the turtle off. We call them turtles. Take the turtle off your shaft. So, I mean, that sounds no better. Let's just throw our hands in the air. Sounds no better. Oh gosh. So yeah, so this was my latest acquisition, and I was saying that I ordered on March 10th and it arrived about 2 days ago. So I think in this day and age, that's a pretty good run. I've had things take a long actually I ordered March 6th. Sorry, I ordered on March 6th. It was dispatched on March 10th, and then it took that long. I've been told to bring all my spindles to retreat. Really? I wouldn't. I mean, I've been told to bring all my spindles to retreat too, but I'm not gonna. Like, sorry friend who's not in the live stream today. I will bring a few. I will bring a selection, but I'm not going to bring them all. Work is ruining all these discussions. I'm sorry, Two Arctic Wolves. I'm sorry that like yarn crafting terms are not friendly. Honestly. What can I say? So yeah, so hang on, we'll just do the old Control V link to Scott's spindles. So I highly recommend Scott's spindles, and I know they're coming in from overseas if you're ordering them from Australia. I have found, so here we go, the little mini was 34 Australian, the big one was 49 Australian. I think I got some sort of discount somewhere, I don't know why. The delivery was 27, okay, so the postage is a killer. So for one spindle, it's not worth the delivery, which is why I bought two and a nail binding needle. So, you know, and that's what I do. I tend to wait until I buy more, and then I will buy a couple and get them shipped together. Because international shipping is just international shipping. For me here, it costs me the same to send a 50-gram parcel as it does to ship a half a pound parcel, like a 495-gram parcel. It's exactly the same amount of money. There's no smaller rate here. And so shipping is just shipping. It's just how much the shipping companies are charging. So I just wait and save up a bit longer and buy two. It'd be cheaper to smuggle me in. Probably would be cheaper to smuggle you in. Although I think international airfares to Australia at the moment are ridiculously expensive. Scott's talking about when the borders reopen and the world becomes open again, that he would love to come, him and his partner would love to come to Bendigo Sheep and Wool Show, and I'm just like, do it. Come. Bring your spindles of awesome, or just bring yourself if you don't want to be a stall person. You know, or bring your spindles and I'll make you a spot on my stall, and we can hang out and have live streams from Bendigo in Australia all weekend. We can take turns. Scott could make some hair. Oh yeah, like Scott, we were talking about these awls that I like to use for stabbing the fabric to add the crochet in. But yeah, I don't know if that'd be your sort of thing. Awls are cool. People like awls, but I really like this rubber thing on the end. It makes it so I can stab hard and it doesn't hurt my hand. So yeah, I mean, that didn't seem violent at all. Sorry, YouTube, I'm talking about stabbing into fabric to make crochet bits. Toss your pen into a fountain. That should change things up a bit. Oh, I've missed something there. Oh, yeah. John said I saw the pens. The pens look amazing, don't they? I was looking at the pens. I was so tempted. Is there a question with bringing wood in from overseas? I bought some bamboo hooks from a company and they wouldn't send them because of customs. Okay, so yes, there are issues with sending wood in, bringing wood into the country. Now, this wood has been worked and is most obviously been polished and it's sealed, and so there's no issues with sending sealed wood. Now, customs may well fully stop and open these, but they can tell at a glance that this is fine. Now, I had a problem one time importing Chalgu bamboo into Australia. And they were like, oh no, bamboo, no, bamboo's on the list, you can't have bamboo. And I'm like, I've been importing these bamboo hooks for the past 7 years and it's never been a problem. This is premium grade bamboo. I'm like, just open the box. So they refused. They would not open the box. It said bamboo. They did actually open the box because part of the order was stainless steel. So they were going to ship me the stainless steel. I had to pay like a crazy amount of money. Like, I think they were pulling out and destroying about $200 worth of bamboo hooks. And I think it cost me $140 for the destruction, because you also have to pay for that. And then when I got the box home, like when they finally delivered the box, it had been all sticky taped up by customs and everything. Inside of it was a note that said, your bamboo is fine. And so I had to pay for the destruction. I couldn't get a refund, but I did end up receiving all of my goods because they were good. There was no issues with them. So as long as what you're receiving is good quality and that people can tell, the biggest issue is things like borers and insects. And because of how Scott treats and prepares his wood, I've never had a problem with any of them, even in my house. Okay. So then they hit it with 7 years worth of fines. Yeah, I mean, that's something I didn't think of. Oh, I've been importing these forever. And they're like, oh, really? So yeah, I got plenty of bamboo hooks. I keep them in store. So I did get them, and I got all of my order back, including my bamboo. I remember I had a conversation with someone from Australian Customs. No, it was Border Security, whatever they are. And I just said, this is premium grade bamboo. This has been imported for years. And he said, you know, sometimes people just see the word and don't look beyond it. He said one time they had a parcel that had been grabbed by the courier company and diverted to them because it said apples. But what it actually was full of was plastic decorative apples. And all they worried about was that one word. And when they opened it up, it was like plastic apples that you put in fake fruit bowl kind of situation. And so Scott does treat his wood very well. They're letting me know that they were very lovingly cared for before they were shipped halfway across the world. Kiln dried wood. That's good to know as well. And then I had a discussion because Chalgu had actually shipped to me using a different courier company. And so, because I'd been talking to Chalgu as well. And so Chalgu went back to shipping to me using my original courier company. And I've never had a problem since. So I think it was actually the courier company that created the problem. So I can't remember who it was that it came with that second time. Gamer Widow said I had metal charm shaped trees get pinged by customs. Yeah. Did you end up getting them? Yeah, I think John was referring to something else as well. I was ignoring it and moving on like a big girl. So yeah, I could just sit here. I keep looking at this. I've got like fluff just right here. Look, oh, it is a 50-50 blend of cashmere and silk that I did a test dye on ages ago. It's probably actually on another spindle somewhere. It is. It's on the spindles inside. I could totally just spin some, but I'm not going to. I'm not. I'm packing them away now. I'm packing the spindles away. Little sheeps can go on with the nail binding needle. Packing the spindles away. wrap up that bit, and then ping, 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 in the box for you. I want to buy one just to spin it like Chantel is. I can tell you right now, like, if you're a fidget spinner person, like somebody who just needs to twiddle, like, just, it's so relaxing, even just, like, I'll sit inside and just play with them. Like, I don't want to start a new project, and this is how I stop myself from playing, like, from starting a new project, and I just twiddle with them, and just, you know, you can put it on the put it on the table and just let it go. See you later, Kim. Have a good day. Kids are getting antsy. Yeah, I wonder if Abby's awake yet. She was nowhere near awake. Oh, that's how you found this channel in the first place. You're looking for channel on spinning yarn. Gosh, stupid school holidays. I agree with you. But yeah, just it's just so relaxing. It's just so relaxing, you know, and having something that someone has handmade, that you know they've put time and effort into. It's just, I think I rubbed the other one in the wrong one. Oh well. This one gets extra padding. So yeah, it's just one of those things, isn't it? That you just, I don't want to rejoin the yarn. Do I have to rejoin the yarn? I don't want to. Oops, padding in the box. Grab my hook. My kids are off in 2 weeks. Oh, no, our kids are off now. They have been off since, well, they were supposed to be off since Good Friday. They're supposed to go to school the Thursday and then off Good Friday. But because of all the, we had a COVID lockdown here in Queensland, it meant all the kids were home for 3 days before then. Yeah, I like how Scott signs all his spindles as well. And so you instantly know if you've got a Snyder spindle. And I love that. There's no like, is it a Snyder? Is it from somewhere else? I've got other spindles where I try to remember who they came from, and I just can't tell because there's no markings. Like, I have to literally remember, and I'm so rubbish at remembering things. So yeah, more ends to weave in. But yeah, no, they've been off already for a week, and they've got another week off yet. I think it's another week. Yeah, I'm just like, go back to school, man. Like, seriously. Got the report card in yesterday. There's a positive report card, which is nice. I mean, Abby's, like, you know, the reality is they're normally not too bad. There's normally a subject here and there that's not great, but she did a big change of her subjects last year, and she's doing all subjects that she likes, or, you know, can bear, because she has to do a maths and an English. So yeah. I've just noticed he also puts ounce weight as well as grams. He does, yeah. I'm not sure if it's on all of the spindles. Like this guy here, I might only be able to see the gram weight just because of it's, you know, full. But I can definitely see the, oh yeah, no, it's there. I just can't read it because it's under fluff. But yeah, he puts both, and I like that. I like that he considers the worldwide audience. Good job, Abadabba. Yeah. She got her learner's permit. And I'm happy but scared at the same time. So learner's permit, I'm not sure if, it, you know. So basically she's allowed to start driving a car. So like with a parent or someone with an open license. So we're a bit nervous now. But luckily she broke her arm. So she can't yet. She's not allowed to until she's out of her brace. So we don't have to worry for another couple of weeks. But then it's going to be like, Mom, let me drive the car. I'll be like, oh no. At the moment, we're not insured for her yet because we didn't see the point in paying the insurance while she was still in plaster. like the additional insurance cost that it'll be to have a learner driving your car. But yeah, I'm just like, oh man. Oops, that one gets an extra one because it's a corner. Am I doing... Oh, good. I just had this horrible feeling that I was actually crocheting this on the wrong side, but it's the right side. We need the Snyder Spindles link in the description box below. Yes, good call, Leanne. Hang on a second. Let's see if I can actually just jump in and I'm just popping it in right now while I remember. Also, Snyder Spindles. I can't type. Spindles. Unboxed. Unboxed, that's what we did, wasn't it? I can't spell. Unboxed. Thank you. Exclamation, exclamation, and Control V. There we go. Save. All right, it's in the description for later so that I don't forget, because I would forget because I'm terrible at that person forgetting. Pay for lessons, no risk to your car. So we are paying for lessons, but I'm not sure what the rules are down in Victoria, but in Queensland they have to drive for 100 hours in certain road conditions. So there's like 10 hours at night and 10 hours in the rain and all this sort of stuff. So they have to drive over particular driving conditions for 100 hours before they can go for their Ps. She can have up to 10 hours of driving lessons that will actually give her triple the time. So a qualified driving instructor is worth more hours than a parent. But that still leaves 70 hours of driving that she has to do before she can go for a test. So she has to be in our car. And no, Tim won't be driving with her. I will be, at least to start with. 30 watching, 28 likes. Oh my God, who doesn't like? Oh no, so that's been solved. Thank you. Yeah, if it's the same down there, at some stage you have to let them drive your car. Because I don't know about you, I can't afford like the 10 hours. Like you can give them more hours in a driving school car, but they're not counted for the triple rate time. But driving instructing is not a cheap alternative. We just learn and take the test. Oh, okay. No, they've got to, so they have to, they can get their permit to learn at 16. And then they have 3 years to do the 100 hours. I was talking to my mum about it, about, you know, teaching to drive. And because my mum wouldn't do it. She wouldn't let me learn because my mum would just freak out in the car all the time. And she would tell me over and over again, it's not you, honey, it's just I like to drive. I don't like being the passenger. And like, I'm not kidding. She would sit there and we'd be driving along. Nothing bad would be happening. Then all of a sudden she would be like, can you hear that? Oh my God, there's something wrong with the car. Pull over. And I would literally have to pull over and get out and take the L's off the car, and she would drive us home because she couldn't deal. And she would like be like thumb gripping on and stomping on the floor, and it was a really bad experience. And I talked to a friend of mine who was like 10 years older than me, so he took me out for a whole pilot, and he was like, you are fine, don't even, you know, don't worry about it. He's a cop now, so but yeah, and he was just like, you're doing fine, it's fine. But that whole like experience put me off, and I actually took 10. I stopped. I decided not to go and get my license for quite a few years, and I didn't get my license till I was 26. But yeah, and it was because it was just one of these things that the whole experience put me off. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to. You know, slow down the process, because we all know how much more freedom they have. Mind you, I'll tell you one thing that's bothering me is the number of her friends that have been given cars for their 16th birthday. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, honey, we can't do that. We don't have that kind of money. And she's like, oh, some of them are little bombs and everything. I'm like, we don't have that kind of money just to buy a third car that you can't even drive for years on your own yet. You know, like you don't, because she was like, oh, I've got 6, I need to buy this car. I need to buy it. I'm like, why? And I said, you can't drive it without one of us in it anyway for at least the next couple of years. So why spend the money? Like, yeah, so we're having these discussions over it. I don't know if I'm winning or not. I don't think I am. But I mean, I am winning because I'm just not buying the car, but it's very weird. Oh, I was in a hurry, but it ended up being I got my license. One of the things that frustrated me was when I was living in Sydney, I was standing next to Tim's car that I had keys for. And waiting for a taxi to take me to a job interview, and the taxi didn't show up, and I didn't get the job because I was so late. And I was standing next to Tim's car that was just sitting there because he public transported to work. So yeah, I was just like, 21 for you, Leanne, wasn't in a hurry. Nat says I worked at the RTA and didn't have my license. That's so funny. My driving instructors were policemen, ambos, and firemen. Interesting times. Yeah, the guy who was teaching me was a truck driver at the time and is now a cop. And I think that was good because he would also like really talk to me a lot about, you know, driving safely around trucks. Because he was just like, you know, one of the things I want to teach you is that you can't just cut in front of a truck because they've got that much space and then jump on your brakes. They're going to drive over the top of you. And, you know, if trucks sometimes have to, because we're on the left-hand side of the road here. So if they're turning left, they can do that from a right lane because they need that space. You can't just cut in and get upset when they drive over the top of you. John just followed Fiberific on TikTok. Oh, John, it's not good. I appreciate you doing that, but it's, yeah, I'm learning and I'm playing over there. I was teaching my son who was going through puberty while I was going through menopause. Not a good combination. Handed over the instructions. Yeah, I can imagine that would have been stressful. That would have been really stressful. I did an interview the other night over on Clubhouse, and they were like, oh, where can we find you? And I'm like, I'm Fiberific everywhere. And they're like, what do you mean? And I'm like, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook groups, Snapchat, like everywhere. I don't use all of them. Or sometimes I go through a phase where I'll use it a bit and then I'll stop. But anything new that starts, like when Byte started, I jumped in and I grabbed Fiberific. Like the second something new comes in, whether I plan on using it or not, I want Fiberific. Because on Ravelry, someone else has Fiberific. So I can't have it. So like from now on, I'm just like, get it. Every time new social media thing starts up, I've got Fiberific on Pinterest. Fiberific is everywhere. Just not always good content. Oh, Twitch. We've got Fiberific Fun Zone over on Twitch as well. So during one lesson, the instructor's beeper went off and I drove him to the depot and picked up my parents. What's your favorite platform? I like different platforms for different things. So I've got a couple of favorites. So I love YouTube, right? I love being here on YouTube, chatting to you guys and talking to you. And I love this. This is my 100% top favorite thing to do. And so YouTube, hands down for that. Now, when it comes to just sharing stuff, Instagram. Love Instagram. I love photos. I'm beginning to step into the Reels realm and I'm enjoying that process at the moment. I don't know how long I'll keep doing that for. I've noticed that since I started posting Reels, I lost Instagram followers. So I'm like, I like Instagram for sharing of good photos, and I like to look at a lot of photos. So, and I like Facebook. So I love our Facebook group, and I love that we can have a group on Facebook where we can all talk to each other over in the Fiberific Fun Zone. And so I love Facebook, the group for that. The Facebook page is fine, but I love the Facebook group. So it's kind of like for different things, I like the different. Now, I personally quite enjoy sitting down with a coffee and just watching hilarious TikToks. Like, they crack me up. Abby's like, you should learn the dances. I'm like, oh, no, nobody ever needs to see that. No. But you know, as I'm doing more reels and things like that, I'm kind of getting into that quick content where it's just a little bit of something really fast, like the steaming, because I don't think that steaming deserved an entire like 15-minute video, but a couple of minutes, sure. And short content on YouTube is not useful. Facebook want at least 3 minutes, whereas reels and TikTok, they want under a minute. So different things like the different platforms like different things as well. So, and it's fun because I can put different things in different places. So, you know, John grabs at his username on all the different platforms as well. So yeah. Freaky Geek says, I would love to use Freaky Geek all over the net, but for some reason some sites don't like the name. Oh, okay. Do you guys have a favorite platform? Do you have a favorite place that you like to consume Fiberific content? Like, I'll be that specific. Like, do you prefer the YouTube or do you like the others? Or like me, you like it for different reasons? I'd love to know in the chat. While I have a drink of water, I have seen the time. I know we're running a little over, but you know, how many have we gone short on in the last couple of months? Because I would love to make more content, and I'm planning, like, I've got videos coming, and as I'm feeling better, I'm planning out actual shots and things like that. And so there's more actual like little 5 and 10 minute videos coming for YouTube. But I'm just thinking and I'm planning, and the thing I like about the short videos is that I can do them quite quickly and they need to be done on my phone. They don't need the whole setup. Lisby prefers YouTube. I don't like Insta for some reason. Ruth likes YouTube. Lisby also likes the fun zone for sharing with people. See, that's the thing. I love the fun zone for the fact that you guys can talk to each other. You don't need me in the middle. And I jump in because, you know, I've got my 2 cents worth about pretty well everything. But I love that you can just share what you're doing. I would say Zoom, but I head to bed when you start. Oh, we've been doing a lot less Zooms, if that makes you feel any better, Freaky. Leanne says, I must say I'm enjoying watching the reels on Insta, and I followed my favorites on Insta too. I've got very slack posting anywhere myself. And Sally's just like, all the platforms. Oh, okay. I thought you had a pet nickname that you use, not just John O'Brien, if that makes sense. Okay, I get that. Because I've also got, like, I try to have some behind the scenes accounts, and sometimes I try for Chantel Hills, which doesn't always work. So, like, on Twitter, it's Hills_Chantel or something, but you can still just search for Chantel Hills. I tend to use Twitter more as my screaming at the universe, so don't follow me there. Lisby, I keep forgetting to change screens. You might all learn about vocational counselling. Holly likes YouTube and Instagram. John likes YouTube because I can watch it while doing other stuff, like Facebook for political arguing, getting banned and trolling people. I'm banned from Twitter. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, yeah, and I agree with you, John. Addicted to TikTok, but it's bad because I can't do anything else but TikTok, and I get that as well. I totally understand. John says, inner logic. Yeah. So, like with TikTok, because they're very short, you kind of do just need to sit there. Do you know, my guilty pleasure on TikTok, are you ready for it, is a pool cleaning guy. I don't have a pool. But I am just mesmerized by, he goes in and these pools are just, you know, they've been left, because he's in the UK, so they've been left under covers the entire winter, and he opens them up and they're just like, bleh. And then within, like, you know, the 60 seconds, he's showing the entire process of what he's done, and it's sparkling and clean. Sometimes you've got to watch the next TikTok if it's been a big job. But I love the pool cleaning guy. It's so sad and weird, but I do. And there's a chef. What's his name? I don't know, but he's got Sergeant Gilbert the pepper shake with little eyes on it, and he makes rosemary salt, and it's like, if you know, you know. And it's like, I know. Dominique says, I love your YouTube. It's there if I can make it for a live, and if not, there's lovely content to learn things or refer others to. And the lives are there to watch back later as well. I don't pull them down. Some YouTubers, because live content is not, once it's not live, after about 24 or 48 hours, YouTube doesn't send traffic to it as much anymore. And so some creators actually do their lives, but then don't post them up. So only the people that watched or watch within 24 hours can see it. Whereas I leave them there. I leave them there. Getting banned from Twitter is not that hard, but I'm intrigued to know how. I don't know if I don't know if we need to know that. I don't know if we need to know that. Lisby says, I'm addicted to watching people decorate cakes, watching them smooth and cream the buttercream. I love that. I love that. But yeah, we all have our little guilty pleasures. The other thing that I love watching is like when they make like street food, and I've got a new friend that I met through Clubhouse, and he lives in Japan, and he just does these videos of just traveling around in Japan. And like I had this image of Japan in my brain, all big cities and stuff like that, but he doesn't live. Like, he lives on the edge of a big city, and he doesn't take us into the city. He takes us to the beach and to just sightseeing things, and it's fun. It's fun. So, yeah. All right, guys. It's been so lovely chatting today, and I'm so happy we made it all the way to the end. Plus a little extra. Kim will be so mad. We'll have to put in the fun zone about how awesome the extra time was. Her FOMO is just so insane. It's so cool. I love messing with it. I just read Freaky's last message. But yeah, so I'm going to catch you all next week. Keep an eye over on Instagram. There is going to keep being some little reels and fun things put up there. And if you can, like, if you watch my reel, if you can put a love heart on it, because Instagram's not that good at showing us how many people have viewed it, but they will show you how many people have liked it. So, and you can comment too. So if you've got a question, just toss it in there and I'll try and get back to you. Anyway, I'll catch you all next week here. Same deal. I'll try and have something else. I might, do you know what? We'll do spindles next week. All right. We'll plan it now. Spindles next week. We'll put a project on one of the new spindles. I think she may have missed Scott as well. Oh, she missed so much stuff. I will catch you all next week. Be good, have fun, and spindle time next week. Bye.